Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel outside the target demographic. Today we're going to be discussing the idea of, do I need to everyday carry? Let's get started. So the idea behind this video is I've taken it upon myself to keep track of my daily tool use throughout currently the last week. And what I'm going to go ahead and challenge you, the viewer, to do is carry a notepad with you and carry a pen with you. And as you've needed a tool, reached for a tool, gone for a tool, go ahead and keep track of what that item was. If you need to, specify why you use that item. If it's something outside the norm, like opening air tanks, that's not a normal thing for me. And then how many times you've used it. And by doing that, you'll not only determine if you need to be carrying those implements, but how you'll be doing it. So before we get to all that, let's go ahead and review tools that I've used in the past week. So I've used a screwdriver, a pen and paper. Hey, wouldn't you know, forever. That's almost the idea. A knife, pliers, a vise, scissors, trauma shears, a straight edge, nail file and cleaner. We have a second page here. Slip joint pliers, heat shrink, soldering iron, neodymium magnet, wire cutters. So these are all things that I've used in my work week and my day-to-day lifestyle. Now, all that to say, I work in a warehouse. I work with medical equipment. I have equipment coming in that is probably broken. I have medical equipment coming in we're not sure if it's broken. So I need to get access into computer hard drives physically. I need to get access into PCs. I need to be able to pop open CD trays to determine if a disk was left behind. I need to be able to drain various types of calibration gases or compressed oxygen tanks or things of that nature. So this won't necessarily apply to you. And that's kind of the whole principle behind this. This isn't because some guy on the internet uses this high power 800 lumen flashlight. I need one too. This is to determine what your carry would be. So if you look at my previous YouTube videos, I have a couple of them that are showing you ways that I've chosen to carry my everyday carry kit. So one of them is an Altoids 10. One of them is an everyday carry wallet system. And the other one is my keychain. So if we look here, we have a couple of them that can be addressed just by what I had on my keychain. A screwdriver, Phillips head, that I used for a cabinet door that needed to be a 90-degree angle due to the fact that I didn't have as much clearance with a longer screwdriver. I'm able to handle that with this Midnight Manager. I needed to be able to take notes with a pen and paper. Well, right here on this guy, I had a pen already ready. I was able to address the knife, cutting a zip tie. And the reason I'm specifying cutting a zip tie is what I find is the wider the blade, the more difficult it is to try and get that zip tie cut by that blade. By having a thinner one, I'm able to, like a sewing needle, get it in between the strap and go ahead and give it a cut. So I specified a zip tie on this one because a standard knife would not have cut it. Pun intended. I needed a flashlight, which also I can address with this keychain. I needed scissors, which turns out is right here on this guy as well. I needed a straight edge, which could have been handled by the knife or by the nail file. Now I believe that one, the straight edge, was drawing a straight line as an index on a moving part, so I was able to do that with the straight edge on this keychain. Nail file and cleaner, as I just said. This guy has the nail file and I am able to clean with it as well. So some of these things I can address with a $40 multi-tool. Now, does that mean you have to go out and buy a $40 multi-tool? Not necessarily. You can go to a dollar store and you can get yourself a nail file, one of the boards. You can get yourself a knife anywhere at a gas station or what have you. So the idea behind this is to prove what it is that you've actually used, and then you're going to have a more defined concept of what it is that your system needs to look like. And if you go to a gas station, you get that $10 knife, you know you're going to be using it. The knife has been used a couple of times. So you don't need to run out and get a Leatherman or a Kershaw or any reputable brand necessarily. If you're relying on it and you have 17 scratches here in the course of a month, yeah, you may want to go ahead and invest a little bit more money in a more notably higher caliber, higher grade implement. But if you're using a straight edge once, you don't need to run out and buy a 90-degree square or anything like that. So this is a good way to reflect on the month's uses, the month's I gotta go gets, and see if it's something that's practical for you to go ahead and carry with you. So this is my New Year's resolution challenge that I'm going to offer to you. Go ahead and give this a try and determine what your needs are, what your wants are, and what your uses are. And determine how you're going to be implementing them. Understand that the concept of everyday carry is that you're prepared for most things most of the time. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to run out and buy holsters for your belt, that you have to keep it in your pockets, that you have to buy new pants for more storage, anything like that. The idea of being prepared means you can have it on your person, you can have it in a bag, you can have it in your car so you have access to it both at home and at work, and you can keep it in a junk drawer in the kitchen. But at least you know what you have and where it is so you can more effectively get to it and more often use it. So with all that in mind, give this a try and go ahead and report back to me. Did you learn something about a new everyday carry kit that you have? Have you found holes in an existing kit? Or have you determined that maybe it's time to go ahead and start a new kit, and maybe you're new to this whole everyday carry thing and this has in some way been beneficial to you? Go ahead and leave any comments, questions, and concerns you have in the comments section below. I do enjoy hearing back from you guys, and I'd like to hear some feedback on this. I have learned a little bit about my uses and a couple of holes in my kit, and I will be addressing them as the month continues. Again, I'd like to hear back from you guys. So this has been Outside the Target Demographic. As always, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I will catch you in the next video.